Hello everybody and welcome to my very first YouTube video. As you can probably tell by the introduction of this video, I'm going to be building a renovated train car on the 30x20 lot in Evergreen Harbor in Port Promise. Evergreen Harbor is a world that I don't build in very often, but it's a very nice world. I very much enjoy this world. Eco Lifestyle is a pack that I use a lot. And yeah, I'm very excited to show you this build, which is the renovated train car. I would imagine that this train car, back in the 1920s, 1930s, this was used a lot to help transport a lot of the stone from the quarry around the world. But now that times are a lot more modern, trucks are being used a lot more, and the train kind of stopped being in use anymore, so it was kind of dismantled, and this is just one of the cars that was left over. It's sort of been like rusting in Port Promise for years, and Knox Greenburg, who lives nearby, he's been watching this car rust every single day for as long as he can remember from his little crane room, and he decides one day, you know what, he's just going to buy it. He wants a new space to sort of grow and flourish. He wants to get out of the crane, so why not take this little place and to turn it into his new home. I'm very excited to show you what I've done with it, because I've never built for YouTube before. I've only ever built for the gallery, and I found it a lot easier to just build for the gallery because nobody could see my thought process. And you're going to be seeing a lot that I will be like kind of jumping between different places because I don't really know where I'm going at the moment. I'm very kind of new right now. Like, it kind of was a bit daunting, I'll tell you. But I know that it's going to get a lot easier for me, so just bear with me for the moment while I kind of get my bearings. But I've been playing The Sims and building in The Sims since forever, since as long as I can remember. Mainly in The Sims 3, I built a lot in The Sims 3. And I'm also going to say that I'm a console gamer, so I don't really have the same kind of building experience as other creators would, because other creators, of course, have access to custom content, and console gamers don't have that luxury, which is quite sad. But I was also very happy as well when we got the 21st birthday, like, stuff, because that was like my first kind of experience with custom content, and I hope one day that we get more custom content in the future, but I guess for now we'd have to wait, so I know it would take quite a long time, because of course you have to go through all the motions to sort of get it on console. It's not as easy, but I'm just excited for the future, and I hope with what you're seeing now would still be as good as any other build that you see. I am inspired a lot by a lot of the big name YouTubers here, like the big kind of builder YouTubers. Like, to put some names out there would probably be names like Lil Simsy and The Sim Supply and Devin Bumpkin. I have to say, my favourite YouTuber, definitely, hands down. His community is so wonderful and accepting, and like, I just hope one day I'd probably have something like that. It might not happen. If it doesn't happen, then I don't really mind, and if it does, then that'd be great. But for now, I'm just kind of going to go with the flow of things. So I hope you sort of stick around for my journey, and I'll try and make it a good one, I guess. Here I am going through the debug menu, sort of just pulling out stuff to kind of decorate the outside, give it a bit more greenery. I'm probably not the best at landscaping. I tend to like reuse a lot of my more favourite landscaping pieces, like those white flower things from base game. I use to death a lot, because they're just so easy to kind of put in places. And yeah, I don't really go through the debug menu a lot when I build, so because it takes so long to kind of load the debug menu that I just kind of warn myself away from it. But I thought, you know, just to sort of make this build look a bit nicer, I'd go through it for a little bit, see what I could find, And yeah, I found some quite nice pieces that I think looked quite nice. Although I do ignore that tree and the grass clump, because I do get rid of it because it was kind of just poking through, and I didn't think in the end that it actually fit the style of the build, like the place of the build, so I just got rid of it. I do like that tree from Snowy Escape though, and I do use it a lot as well, but I just thought in this area it didn't look nice. So the furniture in this sort of build is going to be sort of a mix of modern furniture and sort of the starter kind of furniture. This kitchen has is very much a starter kitchen along with a little dining space. So I imagine maybe Knox just kind of pulls things out of a dumpster most of the time. Either pulls it out of a dumpster or he sort of gets gifted it by his parents. So Knox doesn't care what his furniture looks like, just so long as it does the job for him, really. Putting some more plants around the place, because I guess you can never really have too many plants in a house. Going back to the kitchen, I'm just putting some basic kind of stuff to put on the walls, just to fill up the walls just a little bit more. Yeah. Moving on to the living space, it's a very simple kind of living room, but it's good to kind of it helps to keep the space, so I use the tiny living TV, I use the sofa from Snowy Escape, I put a little table from Tiny Living as well. It's sized down from what its size usually is. Yeah, it's just a basic kind of living room, but it does the job. I put a wood burner in because as the seasons grow on, you're probably going to want something to keep you warm. So yeah, there you've got something just to help keep you a little bit warmer. And yeah, going back into the kitchen, I'm rifling through Misc menu just to look for something to sort of put some clutter items. Anyways, yeah, just looking for sort of just stuff to put places. As you can see, I'm running through that the clutter menu a lot just to look for anything to sort of put in this house. Knox probably doesn't have a lot. He won't have a lot on the counters because of course I want to prioritise the counter space for cooking. But he'll keep it all tucked away in cupboards and stuff. Got that corkboard full of postcards because I imagine Knox is a very social person. He's probably got friends all over the world. So those are all his postcards and he likes them. And he hangs them up proudly and he keeps every single one. And he probably sends some out too, sort of to sort of talk about where he lives and all that. Anyways, moving on to the bathroom. It's a very simple bathroom. Toilet, sink, and that standing, sort of freestanding, I think it's freestanding, shower from Discover University. I love the new showers that came with Discover University and also Snowy Escape. I love showers like that because it just allows to create more nicer looking bathrooms. I'm just moving the shower now because I use those dividers from, I think those dividers are from Get Famous to sort of make a little shower wall. I can imagine it's maybe one of those slidey ones that you'd slide it out. And yeah, just sort of going around putting up some little clutter items to fill up the bathroom. I don't spend too much time in there and I'm moving straight onto the bedroom now. Fabricated bed, fabricated table, and just a simple light. Because the Greenburg's lot has has a fabricator, so he probably fabricates a lot of furniture to sort or Blossom and Mary fabricate a lot of furniture to gift him. Putting a bunch of posters up on the walls. I'm looking for, I get that Moschino stuff wardrobe because I didn't want to fit a big bulky wardrobe in here. Well, that was a nice enough thing to sort of hang clothes on. Working on a little bit of the workspace over here. Yeah, and just looking for something to put on the wall. And I decide in the end I go with that pride flag as the bisexual flag because I would imagine that Knox is probably bisexual. So yeah, it's just a nice little bit of inclusivity, I guess. Moving on to the outside space, I like to put a put like a lot around here. I put more plants. I get rid of some of them because I don't like the look of most of them. I put an outdoor bin, and I put the mailbox from Snowy Escape. I didn't want like a big, like clunky mailbox like at the very end of the lot. I just thought a nice little one sort of on the wall so it's nearby. I put a couple chairs on the deck so that Knox can kind of sit out and like chill, watch people go by. A couple of planters because I imagine Knox would probably want to start a garden. He likes to kind of live off of the land maybe. The bug box from Snowy Escape. I was going to put a recycler since he is like Recycle Disciple, but I didn't really see any place that kind of looked nice for it, so I decided against it. I instead put a fire pit in, because I do this with a lot of my more kind of like eco off the land kind of lots, where I put a lot of fire pit, well not a lot of fire pits, but I always tend to put a fire pit in, just so that like there's always something for people to do both inside and outside of the lot. So if you're going to be outside like a lot, especially with gardening and stuff, you'd want some more funner activities. Putting in some like dew collectors, because again bringing more of the eco kind of aspect into the slot. I put some solar panels up on the roof, so yeah, I haven't actually put the eco lot tray onto this lot, but like there's still more eco stuff on here for you. And I'm also putting in lights because I'd forgotten to put in lights and a kitchen bin. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the speed build now. We're going to see some screenshots in a minute. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like I said, it's my first time, so I'm going to get more used to it. But just bear with me. Remember to like and subscribe and all that, and I'll see you next time.
Just